it's Stephanie with True Royal Universe and Chantele with Pretty Girl Studios, and you are tuned in to Royal News, where we talk about beauty tips and tricks in the industry. Chantele, you gotta tell me, what got you started in the beauty industry?
So I have just always had a love for just looking good.
Okay.
When I was about 12, when puberty hit, I figured out that I had a knack for hair.
Okay.
My granny had bought me this dial, and back in like the late 80s, early 90s, salt and pepper haircuts, the whole little short up top with the hair hanging back.
The pixie cuts?
No, I'm talking about
okay.
the asymmetric. So you got the
Okay.
short up top, but then like the long hair in the back. That's what you got.
I know what you're talking about.
Fad,
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
And I cut my dial hair like that, and it looked like a professional had did it. And I'm 12. And at this point, I was like, I want to do hair. And so ended up going to Cast Tech, which they did not have cosmetology as a program. So I ended up taking music because I knew how to sing a little bit. But that's neither here nor there. But it's a secret. But I just always had a love for doing hair. Like I would watch my mom, like on the weekends when she would get ready to go out with her friends. I would literally like go in the bathroom and watch her put her makeup on, do her hair, and I just always was fascinated with that.
Wow.
And what's also so interesting, my mother's mom, my grandmother, was a licensed cosmetologist.
Okay.
So it's kind of in our blood a little bit, and I just always had a love for looking beautiful, but then also helping other women look beautiful and feel beautiful.
Okay, and I can understand that. Like I can resonate with that because that's the reason why I got into skincare. I wanted to help build women's, self-esteem.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Especially as Black women in the world that we live in, a lot of times we get downplayed, the music and society. But we are beautiful. We're strong, and we have to, just grab that and just build upon it. You know what I mean? So I love that. And not only do you do hair, but you also have your own cosmetic line, right?
I do. PGS Cosmetics. It's what pretty girls wear. That's our tagline.
I love that.
And our reason for even coming up with that is because, like I said, I've literally been in the beauty industry for over 20 years now. It's 24 to be exact this year. I have had the privilege of meeting so many different women. And the salon is where all kind of conversations are happening.
That's a gossip.
And to hear some of the gripes when it comes to not finding things for Black women and Black skin. It's 2024, so we have evolved in that, we are starting to see more brands.
Yep.
But I wanted to also get into that field because I wanted to continue on with being able to enhance the beauty of women. Like, after doing a customer's hair, the first thing they do after they look in the mirror, they be like, okay, I need to go put some lipstick on. And it was like, well, I wanted to be able to have that product to offer you as well.
Yep.
And so we just created that to go along with our brand because we just want to continue to emphasize that women are beautiful. I don't know a woman who doesn't like to look and feel pretty. I don't care how old you are. And so that's what our whole brand is about.
That's what's up. See, I love that. I really do love that. And I actually am familiar with your lipsticks. I've seen your lipsticks. Okay, y'all. So we met about, 2 years back?
Maybe, is it?
Yeah, it's been like a year or 2 years. But that's all right. So we met and she was selling her makeup at a vendor event.
Pop shop,
Yep. And let me tell you, I love that purple. That purple she had was popping. I was like, I'm gonna need this for real. And you know what? I haven't had the opportunity to shop with your cosmetic line. However, I do plan on it.
Oh yeah.
Because I really do love what you stand for. I love your business.
Yeah.
But you're not only the queen of lip color, but you're also the queen of hair color too.
Yeah, so, I do a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna have to dive into that because I've seen some of the shortcuts that you have. As far as like the bright oranges and reds, I've seen the purples and the blues. Now for African American women, because we have that coarse Black hair, that's hard because you go through the bleaching process and the tinting process and all that other stuff. And a lot of times I've seen that damage our hair. But I'm assuming you found ways to get around that, right?
Well, of course, it's going to definitely depend on the customer. That's why consultations are mandatory. I do not do any color or chemical service without a consultation.
That makes sense.
Because you can have a customer come in gung-ho about something, but their hair cannot take it. And, we do a strand test because I need to see what's going on with your cuticle. And especially if you're a new client, it's non-negotiable with me. Now,
Sense.
customers that I've been doing their hair for a long time, I kind of know what's going on with your hair. I know your lifestyle. I know what you can handle. I know what products I'm using on your hair, especially if you are what I call an obedient little lamb and you're doing everything that I say.
Right.
Because like I also have to tell customers, listen, you're with me either once every 7 days or once every 14 days. So like my clients who come once a week or every 2 weeks, what are you doing the other 6 days? What are you doing the other 13? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, I try to do my part with the consultation. We talk about product knowledge. I also talk about when getting a chemical service or a color per se, the investment that you, because some people may hear a price and it's like, no, you have to understand that you're investing into this. And it's going to take a lot of care, which means don't mess up what I just did by going to buy cheap products. This is why we retail in our salon as well. So whatever we're using on your hair, we have it available for you to purchase so that as you're going home, you're using quality products so that we can maintain. And when you talk about some of the blues or the purples or pinks, a lot of those are considered semi-permanent colors or vivids. And if you use the wrong shampoos, they're gonna fade quickly. And so, you know, all of that matters. And there are some clients that come in and want something and I have to tell them no, you know, and so all hair is not created equal. And then depending on what the client's lifestyle is like, are you able to maintain this? What type of job do you do? Because I've had people come and get something as simple as maybe like some red highlights, but they don't consider that a natural color. So then you got to come back in here and get your hair colored dark.
And that's a
you
problem.
See what I'm saying? So this is why consultations are hugely important. And you want to just make sure that you're learning your client in this. And you educate them so that they can make the best choice for them.
And you know, education is so important because, okay, so when I was going through my whole thing, I was transitioning from my 20s to my 30s. And I was like, you know what? I want to do something different. I want to be a little different. I want to be a bright, let my personality shine. Plus, the grays were coming in so quick.
Oh, girl, we're not even going to talk about them unruly things.
Okay, listen, I'm like, I need to do something with it. And so I met up with a beautician, and they hooked me up. They dyed my hair purple, had give me a little bob and everything. And I was cute. I was real cute. But I couldn't maintain it. And, you know, and they didn't educate me on it. And so by the time I had gotten home, you know, a couple weeks go by, 2-3 weeks go by, and I'm washing my hair. I'm taking care of my hair from my perspective. And I started seeing the color fade. I started seeing my hair become brittle. And one of the things I wish that had told me is a conditioner is key.
Oh,
you know, they bleached my hair. I'm like, why is my hair dry? My hair's never been dry. It's never been brittle. It's never broken off. And all of a sudden, boom, I'm getting split ends, breakage, all this damage. And it's because I didn't know. You know, so education is key. And it's really, really important. But you were talking about the products that you offer here. So what are some of the key ingredients, or what are those products?
So we are heavily, we're a Black-owned salon, so we use products that cater to African American hair.
Of course,
All products are not created equal. Don't believe the hype about what you see in the stores. And contrary to popular belief, I do not carry things that you can buy in your neighborhood beauty supply.
Because those aren't...
And not just because of that, but like, you know, when you're trying to offer quality, how can I justify certain price points if you feel like you can just go get it from the store?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so we use a lot of design essentials here. Some Mazzani products, some Influence, which used to be called Dudley's back in the day. That's another Black-owned brand.
I've heard of Dudley's,
And they've transitioned to Influence Haircare. Some Redken, because Redken is the color line that we use here. So we like to use a lot of their like color shampoos and things of that nature, because again, when we're talking about you making the investment and you want your vibrancy to last, we want you to use these products to help keep your color intact. You know what I mean? And so another thing, like you mentioned, the whole conditioner thing and making sure that your hair is getting the moisture that it needs when you're having color. And you have to understand that all conditioners are not created equal. You know, like you have to be mindful of the alcohol content. that is in products, because sometimes that goes under the radar. A lot of people don't pay that attention.
People don't know. People don't know. Yeah.
And then this whole misconception about oil being the thing that moisturizes your hair, and that's not what that is. Like, you have to understand that moisture means water. You need to have products that are water based. You need to make sure that you're doing what we call the hydration treatments on a regular basis, because if you are getting a permanent color or something bleached or highlighted and it's taking pigment out of your hair, you're stripping it of some of the things that it needs for it to stay strong. So you have to make sure that you're following up with different masks, protein treatments, hydration treatments, and then your diet. People never want to talk about what you are literally putting into your body. So like, and listen.
Speak on it. Hold on.
As a plus size woman who loves to eat, I am not here to judge. I can't wait to get home and eat dinner right now. But let's just be real. We need to make sure that we are eating our fruits and our vegetables. We need to really be drinking water, because even with a hydration treatment, we're talking about wanting to get moisture, not just into our hair, but our scalp and our skin.
Exactly.
We have to be hydrating ourselves with water. Like we already, I don't know if anybody's worked out and you've had a trainer, they tell you you're supposed to drink half of your body weight in ounces. And I know we're not doing that.
Not at all.
I know we're not doing that.
I'm not.
And so when you start talking about dry skin and dry scalp, and there are, conditions where you may need to go see a dermatologist, you may have to have a medicated shampoo. Okay, that's all good. But just got to get back to the basics when it comes to when we're talking about taking care of ourselves, even as it pertains to hair growth. People think you putting this hair oil on there and it's going to grow fast. No. If you got braids, your hair going to grow faster. No. What it is your hair is put away, and you can notice just how quick it's growing. Because if your hair is just free and flat iron, you're not really paying it attention. But if it's stuck in the style for 2 months, you're going to see the new growth. Your hair is going to grow at the same pace. You know what I mean?
But no one really talks about the breakage that comes along with that, especially with braiding. Because you got to hydrate your hair while it's in the braid.
And then this is the other thing. Anybody that is wearing braids or sew-ins, any type of protective style, if you will. I personally feel like it is still very important that you keep maintenance appointments with your stylist. Now, the issue with braids, though, is because a lot of braiders, one, they don't have to be licensed.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you would have to find somebody that's going to still shampoo and condition your hair, because here's the other thing. Same thing with sew-ins. You're sweating in your scalp. It's the summertime. It's hot. You're trying to shampoo it and maintain it at home, if you're even shampooing it and maintaining it at home.
Because a lot of people don't.
But you have to make sure that you are drying your braids and your scalp, because this is how you get fungus, mold, all of these things that people try to act like don't exist or you can't get it in your hair. You absolutely can. And it can cause more problems. So it's important as a hairstylist. Now, I do not do braids and I don't do sew-ins. However, I have customers who do go and get their hair braided. Like I say, it's the summertime. That's kind of what people been wearing. Between that and sew-ins, you need to, like, I had a client who actually has braids, and she called me and I was so proud of her. She said, I made my appointment. I just really want you to shampoo my braids. I want to sit under the steamer, and I know I need to sit under the dryer to let this stuff dry. And I said, thank you. This is what I mean when I say an obedient little lamb. Because when it's time to take these braids out, now you're guaranteed to potentially have some hair shedding, because the average person can shed anywhere from 50 to 100 strands a day.
Okay.
That's possible.
Okay.
But so don't be alarmed if your hair has been put up for 2 months. You see what I'm saying?
And then you see all this shedding.
Right.
Exactly.
Because there is a difference between shedding and breaking. You know what I mean? Breakage is a lot of times a snap or short pieces, whereas shedding a lot of times is
you
longer
see the
strands
and stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
So you want to be mindful of all of those things when it comes to the protective styling, when it comes to the conditioner treatments. Maintenance is going to be key,
right,
in all of it.
That's true. I want to touch on the bacteria that you were talking about real quick. I mean, and it's crazy because as a skincare professional, like, A lot of people, they make their products at home. They do all this stuff. They cook up all this stuff in their kitchen, and they don't think about, oh, I'm adding water to this. First of all, it's just water straight from the tap. There's no protective anything. You know what I mean? You have no preservative in it. A lot of people mix like their exfoliators and stuff. They have a salt exfoliator that they use for their skin. Oh, because it's salt, I don't have to put a preservative in it. And I'm just putting water from the tap in there. You should be using distilled water. You should be doing all these things to keep yourself safe. And if you're not putting a preservative in it, you should be putting it in the refrigerator and things like that. To imagine you have to be that aware of what you're using for your skin, it's the same principle for your hair.
Absolutely.
You know, and a lot of people don't think about that. And bacteria, 9 times out of 10, is not something like, you're not going to see fungus growing from your hair. A lot of times it's microscopic, you don't know, and you're wondering why your hair is falling out. You're wondering why your hair is smelling bad. You're wondering why all this stuff is happening, and it's brittle and it's breaking, and that's the reason why.
Yeah.
Even my ladies that go to the gym and they have their weaves and stuff in, they don't even think about that. I'm sweating, working out. I have my hair underneath this cap, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering why my natural hair is breaking off. This is the reason why, because you didn't take it home and wash it.
The other part too, you know, when it comes to like your sew-ins, even the wigs, because right now, I'm not saying sew-ins are a lost art, because it really depends on the customer. You do have some people who still like your traditional sew-ins. But the lace front and the wigs, all of those things have come into play. And again, as a hairstylist, I do recommend having a girlfriend here and there. That's what I call my wig.
Yeah,
a girlfriend.
exactly.
Because every now and again, you know, you might have a situation that might arise last minute and you still want to look presentable. However, I do think that people forget that, one, when it comes to the lace front movement, those things were created for theater, movie, not for long-term wear. And what's happening is people's edges are getting pulled out. Same thing with the braids. You got the traction alopecia. It's one thing to have alopecia areata, which is a condition that some people are born with. It could be hereditary, but traction alopecia is you're making it happen because you're constantly pulling your hair. And so you have to be mindful of that. Then when you have the wigs, and I'm like, Lord, don't crucify me, y'all, because again, I understand.
She coming for y'all.
No, it's not even, it's just about the education piece, because I'm not, listen, the baby hair, y'all go ahead. Like my one stylist that work here, she's the queen of it. And I had to tell these young girls, go to her. That ain't my ministry. I'm in my 40s now. My clients ain't wearing baby hair. My clients, we going through hot flashes now.
So we back and call it good.
Listen, we trying to figure out how to keep our hair looking nice and not sweating it out. But for those who are wearing the wigs and things of that nature, so as we're talking about bacteria, as we're talking about skincare, as we're talking about, you have to be mindful of these products. And and I'm really trying to be nice because there's so much that I can say, all the way down to you have people arguing the point. Well, you know, my edges ain't getting pulled out because, you know, I still got my hairline intact. But what's happening is now y'all pulling these lace fronts all the way like down here. So your forehead
is non-existent.
It doesn't measure right. Your baby hair is on your eyebrow because you don't have enough space to, you know, and that's not everybody, but it's little things that I do want us to get back to fundamentally about paying attention to the face shape when you're styling somebody. Because again, like how I said, with clients who get certain colors or want certain colors, how I have to tell them no. I have to do the same thing when it comes to certain hairstyles. Everything does not look good on an individual. And I have to sometimes break some hearts. And I try to do it in the most nicest way possible and come up with solutions, because again, it's about enhancing your beauty. It's about pulling out the things that make you look flawless. We don't want to put emphasis on your flaws. So you have to be mindful of those things, but everybody want to look the same now. Like the game has changed.
It's like you want to
much.
be part of the carbon copy. You just want to look like everybody else. And you know what? I have nothing against Kim Kardashian. I have nothing against, you know, all these famous women that are building their beauty brand. You know, everybody want to look like Beyonce. They want to look like Kim. They want to look like Rihanna. And shout out to Rihanna for having her, you know, her hair care line and her skincare line, because she's making the game, you know, hard to get into. I love her. But she's Rihanna. You know what I mean? She's gonna be her, and she's gonna look like her, and we have to tap into our unique attributes. You know what I mean? Because everybody's beautiful in their own way.
Right.
Like you said, tap into that. I love that. I love that. But oh my God. So we didn't touch on color. We didn't touch on wigs. We didn't touch on them baby hairs, y'all. Let's get into a hair care routine. Now, you kind of touched on that with being educated on what products you should use, how to know when and where and whatever. But let us know a little bit when we're just now getting our hair done and it's time for us to go through the process of taking our braids out and all this other things. What are some of the steps that we should do to maintain our hair at that point? Because some of us don't have that financial capability to run to the salon every time we need our hair done. So what routine should we have in place to maintain?
Well, I would just say this. If at all possible, you should be at least trying to see a professional at least once a month.
Okay.
So let's just start there.
So put that in your budget.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And that's literally how I survive. I am a part of people's budgets. Okay.
Okay.
And that's when you're trying to build and you want this to be your career. Those are the type of clients that you want.
Yeah.
But again, it's gonna go back to, like I say, the education piece and making sure your clients have the products necessary. So you want to make sure that you're shampooing your hair with, especially if you're taking down braids, you want to start off with some type of clarifying shampoo, because if your hair has been put away for a few months, we're talking about even if you are going somewhere getting it shampooed in between, y'all know, I know they got the knotless braids, but up at that little tip.
Yeah, all that buildup.
Yes, it's a lot of buildup. So you want to make sure you have a clarifying shampoo so that you kind of get that out. Then you want to follow up with a second shampoo. It can still be clarifying, or it could be something a little lighter. Here we use the Design Essentials Oat and Henna Protein Shampoo. And then the last shampoo we follow up with a moisturizing shampoo, because again, the first two is going to be stripping out a lot of things, and we want to replace it back with the moisturizing shampoo, which is the Honey Cream by Design Essentials. And that's, I mean, y'all need to pay me, Design Essentials.
I feel it. I feel it.
We need a partnership.
I feel it.
Because I literally have been using y'all for the past 20 years of my career. That's not that I have not tried other things, but like I said,
but you know what works.
They literally have been true to the game, because there have been other products that were Black owned, and again, not mad at nobody for following their dream. They get bought out, and then when they're bought out, the product changes. And so it's not the same. And so Design Essentials is something that we've used throughout the years. I've had the same distributor for 20 plus years. I said, I don't know what I'm going to do when they retire, because I'm so used to getting my stuff from them. But anyway, back to that. So after you do those 3 shampoos, you want to follow up with some type of conditioner. And depending on what's going on with your hair coming out of braids, you can do like a protein conditioner or like a protein treatment. I would just say be careful. Too much protein can be damaging as well. Okay. So you want to be mindful of that, but you definitely want to use some type of moisturizing conditioner, and at least letting that sit for maybe a good 5 to 10 minutes. You could put a cap on. Some people may want to do it a step further by sitting under a dryer.
And I was just going to ask you that.
Or even going to the next step, which is like a hydration treatment, which is almost like a facial for the hair and scalp. Okay. And with those types of treatments, because again, we're talking about locking in moisture. And if you are the type of client that literally have had your braids for 2 months and you ain't did nothing, then you probably want to go with the hydration treatment and make sure that then you want to rinse all that out. Make sure you're rinsing that out thoroughly. You want to blow dry your hair, low heat. You can, depending on the texture, because some thicker textures, low heat is a whole joke. You need some heat. You just want to be mindful and not put a ton of heat on there.
Okay. So let me ask you real quick for my 4C sisters. You know what I mean?
So those are the ones that low heat is a joke.
It's not going to do nothing for us.
So you definitely need a good dryer. And some people, I'll say this too, like with 4C hair, don't be afraid of the comb attachment on your blow dryer.
Okay, because that's scary.
And well, the thing I'll say is, you have a lot of people that are more intimidated by the brush with 4C.
Okay.
the brush, because with those coils being so tight, you have to do a lot of sectioning, a lot of detangling.
Yup.
And that's really the first step. If you're taking out braids or sewing, you want to make sure that you are detangling your hair and combing it through before you even shampoo, because once you shampoo, you're gonna have knots and mats if you do not detangle. And once you do that and it's wet, you're gonna feel like you gotta cut your hair.
Well, see, I got a question for you, because I'm the type of person, and I am a 4C, you know. So I'm the type of person, the only way to detangle my hair is in the shower.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, I literally, like you were saying, like I gotta go through and each strand, like patiently, get those knots out without breaking my hair off.
So if you're if you're coming out of braids or something, I still feel like, even if you have to spray it down before you wash it, just so you can get the comb through it.
Yep.
Do that, but you don't want to go straight into
like shampooing.
Without detangling, because you'll mess around and have some dreadlocks.
Yep, because you're just gonna knot it back up. I know what you're talking about. Yep. Okay.
And then keeping your ends clipped. Even for my natural girls who do not get their hair took out often, you want to at least get your ends trimmed. I would say at least every 2.5 to 3 months.
Okay.
Because what ends up happening is, depending on how you're wearing it to bed, if you have a bonnet, a scarf, if you have a silk pillowcase, which all 3 of those I recommend. You want to be mindful of those ends if you're flat ironing or curling it or how you're rolling it. You want to make sure that your ends are getting clipped on a regular basis, so that if there is any chance of splitting, it will stop. Because if you don't, y'all, please stop thinking y'all got length and it's see-through. Like,
oh my God.
No, because healthy hair is full all the way through.
Really?
I cannot tell you the clients, and I love y'all. Y'all my pretty girls, y'all my babies. But listen, y'all be arguing with us about these ends. And it's like, cut this off, because the faster you deal with it, the faster your hair will grow. The longer you hold on to dead ends, it is just going to continue to split up the hair shaft, causing more damage. And you cannot repair. I don't care what product, you cannot repair split ends.
I just want to say that it's been a pleasure sitting here talking with you.
I've
learned so much. Yes. I definitely hope to be able to build with you. You guys are going to be able to see everything on my website. Chantele is going to have Pretty Girl Studios on my website. So you guys, if you want to book a consultation or anything like that, you can go to my website, type in her information, and it will pop up and lead you directly to her website, and you can book from there. Your information will also be listed. So before we close out and say bye, is there anything you want to give us a little bit of information, product or pricing, or any specials you might have going on?
Well, I would just want to, I'm going to throw a plug out there for my new stylist, because her name is Nyla. She specializes in silk press ponytails, because it's back to school season. And I know we have teachers, students, whether you're a college student, high school student, middle school, whatever. I don't really do kids, but she does.
Okay.
And she's looking to build her clientele. I've trained her. She's great. You can check her out on our Instagram. We also have our cosmetics, PGS Cosmetics. You can go on our website, pgscosmetics.com, and purchase. We're currently having our summer ending sale. So all of our matte lippies are $8. All of our lip glosses are $10. And you have to purchase them on the website to get the deal, okay? You have to purchase them on the website to get the deal. And I think that's pretty much it. The sale ends August the 31st at 11:59.
I'm glad you told us that.
Yes, I was like, let me just say. So yeah, the sale ends August 31st at 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Chantele. We appreciate you. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you had a magnificent time with us. I will see you guys next time.